Good morning. It's 11 a.m. and I am going to open the Potter County Salary Board meeting. For those of you that are unaware, we have a salary board meeting before our normal business. So if we would, so I'll call the meeting to order, and we will please stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, roll call. Treasurer Krista Miller. Present. Commissioner Nancy Grupp is present. Commissioner Paul Heimel.
Present.
Commissioner Robert Rossman.
Here.
Chief Clerk Jessica Giebel. Present. And we have our recording secretary, Paige Bear-Carroll. We have public comments, any public comments on the posted agenda items for the salary board meeting. All right, hearing none, we'll move on to the minutes from our April 2nd, 2020. Oh, I'm sorry, somebody had their hand up. There is no public, this is only on the salary board meeting. Thank you. Our minutes from our April 2nd meeting, do we have a motion to approve those? So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Under our new business today, we have the creation of an administrative intern position it's floating between different departments that need help this summer. The rate is
10 to 14.25, I believe.
okay. Sorry, the rate is $10 to $14,
And a quarter.
and 25 cents. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the creation of the intern position for this summer?
I'll move to approve. I'll second, and I also just.
Right, is there any discussion on it?
I guess the purpose of this is apparently there's always been an intern, but it was officially created as something. We're just writing the book work, basically.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have the creation of an intern for the district attorney's office. That also is $10. The salary range is $10 to $14.25. Again, this is a position that the district attorney normally has every summer, so we have to create it for this year. Do we have a motion to create that position?
So moved.
I'll second that one. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Next is the creation of a grant administrator. Potter County received a grant from DCED to, it's a 50-50 grant for this grant administrator to help pay salaries and benefits. This is to help the county increase revenue, basically, for this grant writer to go out and get grants for the county, for municipalities, for different departments, and then we would be able to have the administration fees of those grants to help cover the cost of the salary in 4 years. So, do we have a motion to approve the grant writer?
So moved.
I'll second that motion.
Creation. Any discussion?
I think this has just been long overdue. Potter County's missed out on a lot of grant opportunities through the state, the federal government, and we haven't been able to do it just because we don't have the capacity. We don't have the people to manage these grants. And I'm glad the state stepped in and through this grant process and is helping us get started.
And I would add that some of you may recall the Kafferland report. They did the top to bottom analysis of the government, our finances, our practices. I mean, from top to bottom. And one of the recommendations from that report from some pretty qualified consultants was that we put this position in place. Commissioner Grubb alluded to the administrative fees that come in these grants. They can be up to 18% of the grant. If you have a grant for $100,000, you got 18 grand right there, one. So there's a real possibility that in the end, this wouldn't cost the taxpayers anything. But as she stated, it's subsidized by state grants for the first 3 years of having this position anyhow. So we could reassess it after 3 years, perhaps. But I personally agree with Commissioner Ross that this is overdue. I think it's going to prove its worth very quickly once the person's in place.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, next we have to approve the salary range for this position. And again, this was with working through DCED who helped make the recommended range. The salary range is $57,000 to $62,000 per year with benefits. Do we have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
I'll second that. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed. Next, we have the elimination of a Potter County Human Services Mental Health Intellectual Disabilities EI County Casework Work Supervisor. Oh, sorry, I skipped one. Potter County Human Services Aging Senior Center Services Director 1. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Move to approve.
I'll second that. Is there any discussion on that one? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Now, hearing none, motion carried. Now the elimination of the Potter County Human Services Mental Health Intellectual Disabilities EI County Caseworker Supervisor. Do we have a motion to eliminate that position?
I will so move.
I'll second.
Any discussion on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
And finally on this, we have the approval of the updated Potter County Human Services 2026 compensation base range plan for non-union employees. Do we have a motion to approve that? I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion on that?
I mean, typically, don't we do this in December? And I guess that would be my question to Thomas. Maybe you can explain why we're doing it earlier this year.
This is, yes, it was in December, but the vacant positions were not included on the comp plan, so that has been added.
Okay.
So that's
To make a complete list.
complete the item.
And this is so you can turn it into the state, showing
Right.
what we.
Yeah, the state is.
All right.
Yeah, for those who are unaware, Human Services funding year runs from July 1st to June 30th. So a lot of their reporting and the things that they have to get in place for that falls at this time of year, where in the counties falls at the end of the year. So, all right, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. All right. That's all the new business for the salary board meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to the Potter County Commissioners meeting. I will call the Potter County Commissioners at 11:10. We will forego the moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance because we did that during the salary board meeting. Roll call. Commissioner Gruff is present. Commissioner Heimel.
Here.
Commissioner Rossman.
I'm still here.
Chief Clerk Jessica Gable. Present. And Paige Bear-Caro, our recording secretary. Public comments. We do want to make a couple statements prior to public comments. For this portion is only on our agenda items for our business meeting. We will be having public comments at the end of our meeting for anything that you guys have concerns about. We know that there has been social media posts about a data center coming to Oswego Valley or surrounding areas. At this time, we will say that we do not have any information on that. We have not been approached by that. We have not had any plans submitted. We have not had any developer contact our planning commission in regards to this. We do have some brochures for you guys if you want from our planning commission. When a developer wants to do anything in Potter County, their first step is to approach the planning commission. And then the planning commission has a SALDO, which is our subdivision and land development ordinance that they enforce. This is being worked on at the present time to make it stronger to help with land development such as a data center or something like that. It's being worked on presently, but we have this in place right now. Townships can put in an ordinance if they want to. What we're trying to do in our SALDO is be very careful that the language in it is strong and could hold up to being taken to court, being challenged. We don't want to do something fast, have it challenged by some developer and have it thrown out. We want something that's going to stand up for the residents of Potter County. So that's why the planning commission, they're working on it, but it's not something that's fast because it has to be done right. So just for your information. The Senate, our legislature is also working on things. They have a Senate bill number 1345, which is the General Assembly has it out there. They're trying to get passed. To enable a stay of 180 days if there's an application. That would give the municipalities time to thoroughly look into what is being proposed. That's currently in the House. So if you want to encourage your representative to pass this, you need to do that. That would give 180 days. Also, there's one that is would give longer. That is House bill, the Senate bill. Which one is this? This is House bill. Senate bill. That was Senate bill 1345, and then there's House bill 2496, which would also make it harder for developers of data centers. It would open a window for a much longer period of time. So I have a couple copies of both of these, and I also have a copy of our subdivision and land ordinance. So just so you know that things are being worked on in the background. As you know, things in the government don't happen that fast, but they are being worked on. So your representatives are working on bills, your senators are working on bills to try to protect our lands, not only Potter County, but all of the northern tier region. We will be entertaining any comments you guys have at the end of our business meeting. Again, it's we would ask that when you come up to speak, you come to the podium. Our meetings are recorded, so if you're not over here where the speakers are, it doesn't come out over in the recording, so that the other people who couldn't be here can hear what you had to say. We ask that you give your name, your address, and you will have 3 minutes to talk. We know that there was a social media post, and again, like I said, we don't have any information on any development that's coming to Oswego Valley or anywhere else in Potter County. And again, the first step, if anybody was going to come in and do any development, they must approach the planning commission and do an application. After that application, then there's public hearings. There's all different kinds of processes that has to be gone through. They're not going to come in and do an application today and start putting up a data center tomorrow. It doesn't work that way. There's not only is the planning commission involved, DEP is involved, state agencies are involved. So, and there are, like I said, there are public hearings at that time where you can protest those if there's one proposed in a certain area. Paul?
I'm glad Commissioner Grubb mentioned the role of their local governments, boroughs, and townships, particularly townships, I think, with this type of thing. That is the first line of defense. Your local government has more potential to impose strict regulations on these types or other large developments than your county government. It's a tough challenge for township supervisors who ran for the office the way it's traditionally been performed, and they've done it, some of them very faithfully for many years, not much compensation. This is a whole new issue, and it's going to require some legal advice. It's going to require some expertise, but that is the first line of defense. I will say that Allegheny and Ulysses Townships, I believe they've passed their ordinances. I know they've had public hearings on them too already, and are getting out of the gate to try to get ahead of this. So township government, I think it's going to be the greatest opportunity for those who would oppose these and want to speak up loudly, perhaps, and exercise their First Amendment rights to discuss this with elected officials who have that kind of authority. I really think that would be the place. In addition to our planning commission meetings, they're public, and you can certainly get that information. I just wanted to really re-emphasize the role of local government.
Commissioner Rossman?
I'll reserve my comments for the public.
All right, so we will move on with our new our agenda, and then, like I said, we will adjourn our business meeting because we do have staff that have to get back to work, but we will be here for anybody who wants to make comments at the end. So, yeah, are there any public comments related to just the agenda items at this time?
That's the first time I've been here, so does that mean if I have a question about one of these things, I can ask now?
You can ask now.
Under
The chair recognizes Colleen Ramsey.
under the amendments, it previously approved cost fence, sign materials, market building project, 1460 from Home Depot to 1626.50 from Post Lumber. Has Home Depot increased their prices? Little misleading, I guess, but please explain, and who are you going with, how much? Did Home Depot raise their price, and to what? It's just
Will's here. Can you come on up? Yeah. And this was amendment from a last meeting that we
So just to answer that real quickly, the new proposal is from Closes. Closes was able to provide us with this new rate. Since the original Home Depot quote that was provided, they've increased their prices to over nearly $1,700 proposed cost. And so as an attempt to reduce the cost of this project, we did seek some other quotes, and Closes was able to become lower than what the Home Depot was. So,
Okay, it just didn't give, it didn't make sense when you explained it. The price that was high.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then the vendor proposed approval under that. Was there no other bids that didn't have this one?
We'll come back.
so are you speaking of the blocks, the
Yeah.
second
Turbo
piece?
concrete solution. I just wondered were there other bids?
We had 3 other quotes that were provided, and the one that's on the agenda is the lowest quote that we received. And that particular piece is intended for long-term maintenance to make sure that the property has appropriate maintenance and upkeep for the property.
Okay. And my only other question was the 2027 meeting schedule. I don't do Facebook. I don't do anything online. I'm 73 years old. I just don't do that. And it just, to me, why 11 o'clock? Just we commented.
Right.
Yeah, this is my first time here. Why not be more convenient for the constituents?
Well, what you have to understand is it's our business meeting. This is our meeting for, to get our business done. We have all of our staff here. And so we've tried a couple different times to have night meetings, to have town halls, to get concerns and stuff like that out. Not attended hardly at all. And one of the reasons we started recording and putting it on YouTube and Facebook is so those who couldn't be here could at least watch the meeting and see what's going on. But mostly it's because it's a business meeting and it's to get our work done. So, all right. Any other comments? Thank you. All right. Any other comments? All right. We'll move on to our minutes from our June 25th meeting. Do we have a motion to approve those?
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
Any discussion on those? All in favor? Aye. We have no guests today. Under new business, we have our Potter County audit extension request, 2024 and 2025 extension request from the auditors. Do we have a motion to approve that? Acknowledge that, sorry.
I move to acknowledge the judge's order.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have the Potter County 2027 holiday schedule. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have the Potter County Commissioners meeting schedule for 2027. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll move to approve it.
I'll second it. Any discussion?
Well, I have a comment. We've a lot of times no one shows up at our meetings, and we have had evening meetings, and we just had a big one about Tropical Storm Debbie. And for the amount of time that we advertised it, and because of the situation and the impact it had on folks, I really expected a lot more people to show up. What did we have? 18 individuals out of the whole county. Now I know way more people than that were affected by the flood. So I get you. I understand having evening meetings, but we have big meetings like that, and no one shows up. So, I'm not talking about during the event. I'm talking about the meeting we just had, the recovery meeting. Yeah.
Yes.
Not everybody has Facebook.
I would say that we have had this discussion prior. Actually had a person say, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on the web, I don't know, I'm not on the internet, and I don't get the local paper. How am I supposed to know? I honestly, I don't know, because beyond that, we post it out front, but if you're not coming into Countersport and stopping to look, this is one of the reasons why we try to put our schedule out so far in advance, so that you can try to plan if you wanted to come to a meeting. They're every other Thursday at 11 a.m. However, I do agree that we could, and we've tried it before, we can always try it again, to have some type of evening meeting, whether it be quarterly or monthly or something, to get everybody, up to speed and give you a chance. Pardon me? Yeah. So I would say at this time with this discussion, I would like to add a caveat that we look into some type of schedule for a monthly meeting, whatever. It probably would not be a business meeting because then we're bringing staff out and stuff like that. But we could certainly have some kind of town hall meeting monthly. I will say, I'm going to put this back on you guys. If we are having these meetings monthly and you're not coming, they probably won't last, you know? So, yeah.
Since there's a lot of people that do that, and like to do social media, but we can talk to each other, and we before those years, so I know a lot of people else does. Maybe we get it out to get it out to spread the word, and also maybe you can ask for public to give you comment or give you ideas, give you suggestions on what they would.
What kind of topics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not even what kind of topics as well, but what are your ideas? This is what you're up against, and I agree you're up against a lot. So we need to do our part and say, okay, this is what we think. This is what our idea is. This is what Lisa's idea is. This is what Bonnie's idea is. Get our ideas together and present them. Whether you, I'm old school. I write a note to somebody. I put on a stamp or even send whatever it is, and I get it. Or you can have a drop-off box in here for people to drop suggestions on. The old suggestion box. You guys get those suggestions, then you have something to say, hey, this is what you told us. This is what you want. And this is what we're going to try to do to help you. So we both have skin in the game.
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Colleen. Yes, ma'am. That's a good suggestion. Yeah.
That's local. Stuff too.
I think those are all good suggestions. I think we will definitely discuss this and see what we can come up with, especially if once we set schedule, getting the information out, right away so that you guys can attend, so that you know about them. Hopefully once we got into some kind of routine, you would know, hey, this day of the month is when the town hall is for the county, and we have something we want to bring up. Yes, ma'am. Right. Yeah, we have had, yeah, right, right. And we did, when the planning commission was doing their revitalized Potter County, they had meetings all over the county and had good turnout. And so we can follow that type of thing that they did, and to try to get out there and get into the communities where you guys don't have to come travel so far. So, all right, you don't get to say anything. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hmm. Well, and I will say, Kurt, like I said before, it's been all over the internet for several months. This is not the first time we've had a crowd here. Yep, and and like I stated, we have not gotten anything. We have not. And they, the planning commission is the very first place they must come to if they're looking to do any development in Potter County. And as Will is here and can attest to, he's not received anything. He's not received any calls about what is the process. Right. And it's, yeah, it's the misinformation media. It's just, it's out there. Yeah, I want to recognize John. Right.
Well, I just want to say, first of all, based on the number of people that are here, it's obvious that it's a sensitive issue. So you could have special meetings just to address this sensitive issue. And I think the county's done a pretty good job of making themselves available with call in and Zoom and other ways of doing it. That you can reach out to the townships, they can have subsequent meetings to make sure that the issue is adequately covered. I think the county's right now, and I'll stand corrected, preparing a modification of their land ordinance so that they can address this issue. You seem to be very conscientious about it. I'm sure the disinformation unfortunately resulted in a big turnout, which is certainly an indicator to the county
Yes.
of how sensitive the issue is.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Yeah.
good. I think the county's doing the right thing.
Thanks, John.
Moving that
And this, we did have a nightly meeting. You guys were here and spoke, right? Yes. Paula, do you want to say something? Run of the mill? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting because we just got a new website and all that stuff was updated. So,
That's a moving target.
okay. Yeah. Right. Yep. Yep. There is, right. Okay. Right. Right. And I want to just, we're in the middle of emotion. So I want to reel this back in a little bit. I would amend my motion to accept the commissioner meeting schedules I would like to table it at this time. I would like to motion that we table it so that we can not only pursue our morning meetings, but also make a schedule for some nightly meetings and get that approved at a regular meeting.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye. All right. If you guys would save any comments until we get to the end, just so we can get through our business meeting, we'll be happy to stay here. Except for Paul, he has a
In State
commitment
College.
out in State College. All right, so we'll move to the 2020. These ones should be fine. Salary board, retirement board, election board, they should be fine. So we have the 2027 salary board meeting schedule. Do we have a motion to approve that?
We can approve that.
I second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We have the Potter County retirement board meeting schedule. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I move to approve that one.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we have the Potter County election board meeting schedule for 2027. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Move to approve.
I'll second that one. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we have amendment for, as was already discussed, to approve the fence and sign.
I'll make the motion.
Okay. For the Market Village project.
I will second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we also have the bid proposal for the concrete block materials. I'll make the motion to accept that one.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to our contracts and agreements. We do have the Potter County gravel cycling route service agreement for Village to Village Press LLC for consulting services related to the gravel bicycling routes. The cost is $35,000. It's going to be paid through North Central Greenways grant funding and to be completed by November 2027. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Move to approve it.
I'll second that motion.
All right, and for discussion, Will and Pete are here from the Planning Commission. This is Pete's pet project. Pete does gravel biking, and there, unbeknownst to me, there's tons of gravel roads that people come from all over the place to ride their bikes on in Potter County, mostly southern Potter County, isn't it? Yeah. So, Pete, is there anything you want to add to this before we approve it?
No,
Okay, very good. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have an addendum from the Ophelia Medical Group to amend the effective date on the service agreement that we approved in May from May 14th, 2026 to January 18th, 2026. Do we have a motion to approve that correction?
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And we have a quote from Data Branch for Potter County Human Services server migration, a one-time cost of $4,050. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I move to approve.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. We have several contracts and agreements for Potter County Human Services.
Don't.
Oh,
forget the
service
last one.
agreement for St. Clair for mental health services in the Potter County Jail. The term is from July 9th, 2026 through July 8th, 2027. The rate is $3,965.83 per month. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Approve. I'll second.
Any discussion on that one? All in favor? Aye. Next, our contracts for Potter County Human Services. We have children and youth services contracts, early intervention, the different care for children, service access management, intellectual disabilities, and one well, the ARC, Dickinson, and for mental health we have Crossroads. These are, again, like I had mentioned earlier, Human Services is on a different fiscal year than so all their contracts and agreements come up at this time of year for approval for the following year. So do we have a motion to take those contracts and agreements as a whole?
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to personnel. We have an amendment to the separation of employment for Crystal Carey out of our Veterans Affairs office. Her effective date changed to June 26, 2026. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Move to approve.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And next we have a retirement notice from Dave Smoker, Powder County Human Services van driver. He's retiring effective July 9th, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Chief Clerk, do we have any liquid fuel reports?
There were no applications this period.
All right. Do we have any commissioners' reports today? I have nothing. Commissioner Heimel?
I don't have anything for this week.
Okay. Commissioner Rothman?
Nor do I.
Clean sweep there. We'll move on to the bills for Potter County. We have the bills, Potter County fiscal summary from June 26, 2026. Do we have a motion to approve those?
I move to approve.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. We have the Potter County fiscal summary from June 30th, 2026. Do we have a motion to approve those?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have Potter County fiscal summary from July 1st, 2026. Approve those? I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have the Potter County fiscal summary from July 7th. Do we have a motion to approve those?
So move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We have the Potter County Tax Claim Bureau fiscal summary from July 9th. We have a motion to approve that.
So
I'll
moved.
make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And we have the Potter County Human Services fiscal summary from July 9th. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Our next meeting is July 23rd, 2026, 11 a.m. in this room. We will have a motion. Can I have a motion to adjourn our business meeting?
Move to adjourn.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we have a list of those who wanted to speak? All right. I have a list of those who wanted to speak. When I call your name, please come up to the podium over here. Give us your name, give us your address, and then we will give you, we have a timekeeper here. You'll have 3 minutes to talk if you want to. And when I call your name, if you've changed your mind, just let me know. Thank you guys for attending.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I'm here because I had calls for, but I
Okay.
wanted to bring this to your attention because we all know who Erin Brockovich is.
Yes.
And she has a website, and on her website, she has been keeping track of every single data center, where they're going to be, where they're proposed to build, where they're trying to get land. So this might be something, whether you add it to the website or,
Yeah.
the county website, that might help with
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you answered my question as soon as I got in here when you started. I knew,
Yeah.
but they were like, Jenny, you gotta go. Why didn't you tell me? I'm like, because it's not. I said, they're not here. I said, they have to go.
Right. Yeah.
And I said, believe me, if they actually work here, I said, being a realtor, I said, stay on top of that stuff.
Right.
We try to do our jobs. So,
Thank you.
you know, maybe that'll
Okay.
help, but give it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Sign in on the sign up sheet. What's your name?
Lee Trayer. All right.
Who's first?
Yes. I think you only signed the attendance. Yeah. And there's this one. Pardon me? She's adding your name.
My name. I'm right there.
Okay, so we'll remove you. Okay.
I'm right there.
Christine, okay. All right. Is there anybody who wants to remove their name from talking? Mike, you got yours down?
Right.
Where was it? Violet.
Oh, that's my favorite road. You know, I can make it.
All right. All right, the chair is going to recognize John Wright first because his is not in, his comments are not in, on the data center stuff.
So quickly, I don't. Oh,
You have to go up there, say your name, say your address.
you don't have a broken ankle anymore. Okay, so 2 quick questions. First
Sure.
of all,
What's your name?
you just said what my name was.
Harrisburg resident.
Yes, you guys are harassing me. My name is John Wright. I live at Coudersport. Do you need the street address?
No, that's good.
Okay, so 2 quick questions. First of all, I think it'd be premature to address any questions about the data center because you're obviously working on that. So I would reserve comment about that for later, and certainly I'm interested in the topic. But 2 questions. One, you mentioned the grant writer position, and I think you mentioned that that's a 50-50 position that the county pays half, and this grant pays half.
For
Is that
3 years.
for a 4-year period? Is that for an existing position, or are you advertising that position?
We are advertising.
Okay.
It is being advertised for the month of July.
Okay. The second question was you had you offered the Senate bill. I
Yes.
remember it was 1290. I can't remember the number. But that Senate bill, you mentioned that it is in the House, so it has already come out of the Senate. It's being
There's 2 different bills. There's one in the Senate and one in the House.
okay. Do you have the House number?
2490.
Okay. Who wrote that down? You're hired.
I have a couple copies.
I'd like one if I
Okay.
could get one. And that was all I had. Thank you.
You can have both of these. You're welcome.
Quarter of 8.
There you go.
Leave it at the desk.
All right.
Sure.
So now the chair will recognize Christian Easterline. Christine. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. And again, Christine, please just introduce yourself, where you live, and you have 3 minutes.
Christine Easterling, lived most of my life in Ulysses. I worked in Genesee, at Herbert Cooper. And I guess we just want to make sure that you guys are on the ball and we don't let any data centers in. Because there are many, many risks, and I don't think they're worth it to any of us. That's all I have to say on that. The other thing, I just had a question. You mentioned Ulysses Township. Were they for or against? They did an ordinance?
Our understanding is that they were looking to approve an ordinance
To allow, to not
Again.
allow.
To regulate.
to regulate it deeper.
That's what I wanted to know.
All right, thank you.
I had to say.
Next, we would recognize Stephen Richard.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Richard, 239 Academy Street, Genesee, Pennsylvania. I'm a Potter County resident for 51 years. My good neighbor said I'm not a flatlander anymore, I'm a transfer.
There you go.
So I'd like to read you a letter on behalf of the Genesee Headwaters Watershed Association, so we are on record. To the Potter County Commissioners, we, the members of the Genesee Headwaters Watershed Association, oppose any construction of a data center in the Genesee Headwaters area. Data centers use massive amounts of water to cool the servers and cool the facility. That water is then discharged back into the environment. The massive amount of water required by a data center would exhaust our springs, aquifers, and streams. The warmer discharge water with lower temperature and oxygen content that would raise temperature and lower oxygen content that is needed to sustain our exceptional and high quality water resource and aquatic ecosystem. The massive amount of water required by a data center would impact residential drinking supplies, water usage for farmers, and municipal water systems. Genesee Headwaters Watershed Association is a 501c nonprofit and a registered corporation in Pennsylvania. Since 2004, our volunteer members have monitored the water quality, built stream bank improvements, which provide aquatic habitat, provide educational seminars, provide specific children's educational seminars, and conduct cleanup projects. The wild trout, birds of all kinds, the deer, the bears, the turkeys, and all the wildlife look to this valuable water source to sustain their life. Sportsmen and outdoor enthusiasts come to our area to visit and escape the industrialized areas of the United States. As for Potter County as a whole, we export clean water to 3 major watersheds. That resource is irreplaceable. This county is privileged to have the Cherry Springs Dark Sky Park. Please do not let light pollution diminish this valuable resource. We, the members of the Genesee Headwaters Water Association, oppose any construction of a data center in the Genesee Headwaters and in Potter County. Sincerely yours, Stephen Richard. And you can have a copy of this letter.
Yes, thank you very much.
And I must say,
Thank you, sir.
not in the letter, as Americans, we should all participate in the good of our country and our country's growth. But as far as infrastructure, with our gas drilling, our storage, our gas transmission, I believe Potter County contributes enough to the development of the United States, and we don't need to add more industrialization.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next, I'll call up Bonnie Simpson.
Bonnie Simpson from Hebron Township. Good morning. My name is Bonnie Simpson. I'm speaking today not just for my family, but for many residents and their families that cannot attend due to work hours, and that's been brought up, or physical limitations. We're hearing so much about data centers, rumors of nuclear sites. We already have a solar field under construction. We need protections in place as quick as possible. Do we know have any idea the ETA for finishing the sourdough?
January 1, right? Well, we should have it in place.
January. What happens in the meantime?
I mean, we already have a sourdough in place, but to the beefed up version of it, yeah.
So what happens in the meantime if there's an application or request or whatever that comes?
I guess I'll
first?
refer to Will and explain to that. What if we got to say a data center put an application in today?
We're looking at January
Well, for the updated
for
version.
the updated version.
And there still is a time frame, and there still is in place public meetings and all of that stuff is still in place that would take effect before anything could happen.
Okay, so just put an application in, doesn't get there.
Correct.
No.
No, there's
Just a
all,
Months of approval.
yeah.
I mean, we have lands being sold, you know, the rumors of.
And there are lots of big tracts of land, yes, being sold. That isn't any different than what happens every day in Potter County. There's always companies, whether it be, lumber companies, whatever, investors come and buy up tracts of land just to hold it. It goes all the time.
But we're seeing now where, they come in, they get the land, NDAs go around, and before we know it, something's happening. So, I know quite a few people I've talked to, they're either, Potter County landowners have reported receiving repeated daily text messages, some phone calls, or mailings asking if they're interested in selling their property. So there's like a mass communication going out, just hitting up everybody that they can, that they know how to in Potter County.
Right.
So it's kind of like, here it is. They're looking
They're
hard.
definitely putting their fingers out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So some people might take it, and I'm not sure how much the current sourdough protects us, and if we can.
The current sourdough is stronger than what we had prior. Every time we revise it, we're trying to strengthen it.
I really like the looks of the new one, from what I'm hearing. I even talked a little bit about it with Senator Dutch and told him what was in it, and he was pleased to see what the new product is.
Now, is it mirroring Cameron's? Cameron's
No, I don't think so. Well, this is kind of our own. Yeah, if you come up and explain what it's looking like, it might alleviate some fear that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just me. This is for
Right.
Oh, so had that. As far as the planning commission and townships and that, is there normal standard communication between commissioners, planning, townships as to like the status and what everybody's working on, and everybody knows what's going on?
The townships,
Each other.
if there's, I mean, we have less communication with the townships on a regular basis because they operate under their own board. It depends on what's going on, right, John, in that township, whether or not they need to be in contact with the planning commission or. So
But as far as the planning commission,
We're engaged with Will every day.
yeah. Okay. What else did I think that was about it. But, yeah, if you could help with the sourdough, that'd be great. Thanks.
all right, thanks, Mike.
Commissioner Grubb, do you have a copy of the sourdough?
I certainly do. Okay.
Here's a current copy. So I appreciate the time, and I'll respect the 3 minutes, just as everybody. So the Planning Commission, just start out that Planning Commission meets the second Tuesday of every month at 4 o'clock here in the Gunsberger building. Those meetings are available for virtual attendance through Teams. Those links are clearly available on the website, along with all the meeting materials that the Planning Commission will be looking at. Currently, through the Saldo amendments, the Planning Commission Saldo Committee is currently looking at what would be called the high impact land development portion of the ordinance. It enhances the existing requirements, looking at generation of electricity, consumption of electricity, footprint of a building, like the square foot of a building, or the developed acreage. And any of those thresholds require these higher requirements beyond that existing ordinance that we have now. Those this ordinance language is looking at building height, impact of view sheds, much stronger setbacks from what we currently have in some of our other industrial land developments. And once that comes out of committee, we're working directly with the commissioners and the Planning Commission committee. We will be hosting a town hall meeting, presenting that information to you. Under the municipal planning code, we're required to do that. We'll be engaging all the townships that we serve. Currently, Hector, Allegheny, and Ulysses have their own planning commissions, as does Coudersport Borough. Coudersport Borough also is our only zoned municipality in the county. So zoning regulates where things can be placed. Saldo regulates how they are developed. It doesn't regulate the placement or location. So when it comes to communication with the townships and how we relay this information, under the Saldo, there's a voluntary pre-application meeting that any applicant can take advantage of. When we as a planning commission host those meetings, we contact the township, the landowner, the developer, conservation district, and in any other organization, the commissioners, and possibly DEP. We host that meeting, review what they're proposing, and then take that, make those recommendations for change, if they amend them or not. As soon as an application comes in, we review that for completeness and accuracy to our ordinance. If it's not meeting our ordinance, it's immediately rejected and is sent back and is not for up consideration. If it goes to a planning commission meeting, all those plans, all those records, application, all that information is immediately available for public review. And so if something comes up, we immediately make that publicly available. We immediately contact the townships. We request the townships for any comments or reviews on any of those that are under our jurisdiction. We hold a public meeting at our public planning commission meeting. And one of the proposed changes to the Saldo that will be coming, I got 2 seconds left. So,
We'll let you go a little bit.
So one of the proposed changes is that the approval process for these high impact land developments may look different than it currently does. It would involve the commissioners more engaging with the commissioners, a presentation by the planning commission or the planning office at every planning commission or every commissioner's meeting, updating the public and the commissioners on that review status of where those are. So as we move into these amendments, there are going to be some much stronger transparency pieces to it. The planning commission meets once a month. The commissioners meet twice a month. And so allowing that interaction with the commissioners at the commissioners meeting, we request that it becomes an agenda item once that application is submitted. And then we are able to take comment throughout the entire process. So that's one of the things that we're looking at right now. And so we continue to all the applications that we have right now. If you all want to stop at the office, take a look at them. There's applications from 1975 up to yesterday morning. There's roughly 3,100 of them, almost 3,200 applications that we've received, and every other one of those records have to be retained and have to be available for public review. So I also encourage everybody, if you want to stop at the office, learn more of what we're doing. The pamphlets here that Commissioner Grupp has is a FAQ sheet of what the Planning Commission does, but also what the Saldo does to protect our land developments, how we regulate those things. under the current ordinance as it is today. So I hope that that helps and sort of gives some guidance on where we're at right now. Please come to the planning commission meetings and be involved with that. We have a general business meeting that we do have regular items, but there are public comment pieces towards that. And that committee will be reporting. There's a committee report portion part of that planning commission meeting where those committees will be reporting out to the general meeting of where these statuses are. And so getting that feedback back, making sure that you all are aware of what those amendments are, where they're at in the process, and how we're working forwards. If we are not meeting our expected timeline, you know, if it may require that we engage the commissioners to possibly fund some additional support outside of the planning commission. The planning commission is all volunteers. Outside of the staff in our office, it's all volunteers. So that's part of why the process is not as quickly as sometimes we wish it was. We're trying to do our due diligence while also saving taxpayer dollars in the very best that we possibly can. And so if we get to a point where we have to go a different route, we will certainly approach the commissioners. The planning commission will make that recommendation, and then we'll have those conversations as to what that next step would be. But yes, we do have a projected timeline right now that would look for an adoption to happen at before or on January 1st of 2027. That's where we're at. So I appreciate the time. Sorry I went over. I'll let you.
All right.
Anything else?
Thanks, Will.
Yes. Next planning commission will be a week from today at 4 o'clock.
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Sorry.
Tuesday.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Tuesday at 4.
My day is completely messed up. So yes, Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We'll be in this same room. We're anticipating, you know, people to attend. We usually meet in the front conference room. We meet capacity of that room last couple of meetings, and we want to make sure we accommodate for everybody that would like to attend. So anticipate that meeting to be here. Yeah, thank you, Pete.
Thanks, Will.
Yep. Oh, one question. So that will be one of the requirements in the high impact land development is the committee is investigating requiring not only a water consumption plan and documentation where they're getting that water from and how they're going to be using it, but also a discharge plan and how those things will have to take place. Yep. Yeah, so those are that's a good question. And unfortunately, Pennsylvania is the only remaining state in the country that does not have private drinking water well standards or protection efforts. It's very, very sad. I've inquired with Pauser's office, encouraged them to try to start drafting some language that allows some protection to private water wells. Unfortunately, at this time, there isn't any legislation that I'm aware of that is moving forward for that. We are going to investigate or see if there's a capability that we can do similar water testing that like oil and gas does when they do drillings on private water wells. We don't know if that's allowable yet. That's some of the stuff that we have to work through. But that's one of the things we're proposing is in an area that doesn't have the capability to have a municipal water system, there is some type of baseline sampling and baseline volume or even yield of those wells. I cannot guarantee that that's even legal for us to do at this point because it might be something DEP would be involved with rather than ourselves. But that's something that we're looking at specifically, and even looking at similar buffers or diameter of where those wells are to make sure they're not impacted. Because we certainly don't want the groundwater to be dramatically impacted where we have residents losing water, drilling wells, maybe not necessarily losing quality, but more of quantity and quality. Yep. Yeah, and right. And so, unfortunately, there isn't laws in place, even at the state level, that allows us to really do that yet. That's one of the things we're investigating. Yes. So the community water systems are designated by DEP, and those community water systems have a special designation. It can be a municipal water system. It could be an apartment building, a campground, and part of those requirements under those current laws, those operators are required to create what's called a recharge area and designate where that is, and also create sort of a protection zone of that. Potter County was one of the first counties in the state to implement that particular language. I'm going to sort of call out the gentleman sitting right in front of you was a huge part of that. And so we now require that if a development falls outside, let's use Coudersport as an example. If a development falls into Eulalia Township, that developer must go to Coudersport and talk to that water operator and ensure that that project will not impact that recharge area for that community. That's where the minimum standards are right now. We are looking to strengthen that to the private water wells, if within our allowable capacity. So. For the cooling, okay. From what we've learned, it's the most cost effective. There are different versions. There's closed loop versions. There's air cooled. There's different types of cooling systems that relate to data centers. And one of the things we can require them or encourage them to do is to do the most efficient process that is least impactful to the environment, but and also the. Well, I mean, they would eventually, but it also would dramatically reduce the impact to the water table and surface and subsurface water. Yeah. So we would encourage a closed loop system. That's much like your car, the way the cooling system works in your car, or some type of an air-based cooling system that would require water to be consumed to cool those systems. That's where we're approaching it.
All right, well, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
All right, we're going to move on. Mark Buffington. We are going to ask that you guys stay within your 3 minutes because we have a lot more people to get through.
That's just because I'm here.
Well, that had something to do with it, Mark.
I just am curious. I'm assuming all of you guys are against the data centers.
I don't want one next to me.
Oh, next to you. I don't want one next to me either. But
I don't think anybody here wants one next to them.
I'm talking
I think
you
we're
guys
all again. We're all.
Why, like the stuff that he was talking about is designed to inconvenience the company that's coming in. They've got endless money supplies. So, I mean, that's really not going to stop anything. It might slow them down. Why can't we just say no data centers?
Not allowed.
Why?
It won't hold up in court.
all we'll do is spend all of our taxpayer dollars fighting these people in court, but losing anyway. So you have to make it, you have to use the tools available to us to make it as difficult as possible for them. But you can't single out the group.
But you're
You
not
can't
stopping.
single them out.
But you're not stopping them. There's ways to stop them.
Well, you have to talk to the state legislature because we can't stop.
Okay. What you guys have looked into is will there ever be any public input as far as what you've looked into, what you found out?
As far as the saldo, or as far as
Everything.
data
The
centers?
companies that are coming in. I mean, you
What
said
was said was when an application comes in and it goes before the planning commission, everything is made public. So then there is public comment time. So that's when you have your chance to make a comment if there were something proposed.
okay. You said that there's land transfers all the time, but one of them is from the owner of Buffalo Bills, who is a big petrochemical guy and also a big investor in data centers. So, I mean, it is happening. But so everybody else covered my question. So,
Okay. All right. Thanks, Mark. Mike Raymond.
I apologize for having to leave, but I have to be at Belfont for an appointment at 2:45. Luckily, these are recorded, and I'll catch all the rest of the comments on YouTube. But I do apologize for speeding up down Wyckoff Run as it is.
Here.
We're going to look for your support.
You watching the YouTube.
My name is Mike Ryman, a resident of Genesee. And I'm glad to hear that the 3 county commissioners are generally opposed to having data centers in Potter County. What we have in Potter County is very special, and we're going to need to fight hard to retain it. Stephen did a fantastic job of outlining the remarkable situation we find ourselves in, being the watershed for 3 outstanding rivers here in Potter County. To let corporate greed impact that would be a travesty, and it would be a stain on all of us in this room. And it's specifically for the 3 of you as county commissioners for Potter County. So you need to find ways to mobilize this group, in my opinion. I don't think to date, I found out about this yesterday. Whatever efforts you're using to mobilize the people aren't working. You better get into a room somewhere and find time to figure out a way to mobilize us for you through townships, through meetings, through activism, whatever it is. To date, in my opinion, you're not working hard enough on that front. And I say that because, I just found out about this yesterday, this meeting. Okay. And to sit back, in my opinion, and indicate that, hey, look, we haven't gotten the application yet, so there's nothing we can do on that front. That's a little too passive for my liking. I would like my county commissioners, I would like the 3 of you to be aggressive in reaching out to the people, these corporations, UGI, all right? There was, in May, an announcement made that the northern tiers, that there's a partnership between UGI and Prime Data Centers, and they're targeting the northern tier to build a mega natural gas electricity supply station solely for the purpose of feeding a data center. Also in May of 2026, 4,184 acres Texas timberland sold to a company that Mr. Buffington referred to, right in Oswego and Genesee Township. 4,184 84 acres of private wild land that have been supporting the community through logging and all that lumber industry for generations. And I've just asked that you mobilize yourselves and us to get ahead of this and do whatever we can within that ordinance to make it so difficult. If we can't outright ban it, which we all want to do, then we've got to make it so difficult that it's impossible for them to proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. David Jones.
Well, I used to be union president for Morgan, so I got a
Can you
taste
introduce yourself?
of David Jones.
And
Hebron.
thank you.
So I got a taste of politics, and then I retired on the pipeline as an inspector for the gas and oil industry, and I did everything from welding inspection to environmental. When they fracked the headwaters of the Allegheny up there past Roger Dunn's farm, it's done something to the Allegheny. I'm a fly fisherman, and I know a lot of people that are into the fly fishing here, Pete Ryan and such. It did something to the river. All the bug life is gone. The chubs are gone. What we call mud dogs are gone. Bait fish. So it's affected it. Definitely. So I've seen, how this can affect. I don't know if this data center thing is still a rumor or what. But I do have a question. Do you know if anybody on the planning commission or a township has signed an NDA or agreement with any or met with any contractors or companies regarding these data centers?
I can tell you categorically that no one at the planning commission has met singly with anybody from one of these companies.
So no one that
they
we
would
know
be
of has
off.
met with.
They would be off the board. They would, none of the commissioners have met. Townships, I can't tell you that. We don't have access to who they're meeting with, when they're meeting, like that.
I mean,
I would say that's a question you would need to take to your
like a lot of
township.
these folks here, I mean, most of us are retired, obviously, to come at this time of the day. We're worried about our grandkids and our children, and I'll fight this. Now that I'm retired, I will be showing up
Good.
to fight what's going on here, because I just feel that they go after these rural areas because of the low density population. They can push this crap through here. They don't want no data center or like the solar field we have up behind my house down where they live, but they benefit from it because that power is not even coming here. It's going somewhere else. And they're going to put one at the hospital too. So
I can comment on Hebron Township. We went to the last meeting, and the way they explained to us in Hebron Township is they are doing nothing until they discuss everything with their legal representative for the township. They did mention a couple other townships that were making decisions. They said they will not.
A lawsuit could bankrupt the township.
Pardon me?
A lawsuit could bankrupt the township.
Correct.
I mean, you got to do things carefully.
They're meeting.
Yeah, you have to really make sure your ducks are all in a row and what you have you will legally stand.
Yeah, you're right. So
Because like what was mentioned, they have deep pockets. We as the townships and the counties have limited resources.
So the Hebron Township said they are not doing anything until they're so that's a little bit my knowledge.
well, that's all I have to say. Is our concern is very valid, and I think you're going to see, and not just this area, other areas that they're pushing this crap through. You're going to see all hell break loose on the data center thing.
Yep.
Because I don't see what benefit that we're gonna get out of it,
We won't.
really, financially or otherwise.
All right, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I want to take, I'm going to take some time. Several years ago, there was a proposed expansion of the sewer facility here in Coudersport. Where's Gary? Do you remember that? When they were doing that? And it was proposed that they were going to do all this stuff and from the oil and gas fields and bring it into the sewer plant and purify it and put it into the Allegheny River, and it's going to be better than it was before. The public protested that strongly, and we're at every single borough meeting, and we had busloads of people coming in from the reservation, from anywhere downriver to protest this, and guess what? It did not happen. So I've heard over and over, we need to get together, we need to do this. We can't lead it, but you guys certainly can. You guys with everybody who's sitting here, with Dave Jones, who says, I'm retired now, I want to fight this. Rally people, because you can, as you work together and protest together, you can defeat these things. We will be bound legally as to what we can do and cannot do. That's not the same for you guys. You can get out there and you can protest everything. You can get people around all of these when they start having these public hearings. If we get any applications and the company is there, they need to see the public support against it. Yeah. Not Facebook. Yeah. Right.
And listen, that just may be an unpopular opinion. I'm not against it. I'm not for it either. I'm here to learn responsible posture thing. Not just it's work. It's called pipelines instead of probably wells. Gentlemen mentioned children in Grantville. Well, we're issuing suitcases with clothes now. There's nothing here for them. It's got to stop. And this energy, like it or not, it's the future. It's got to come from somewhere. These data centers are going to go somewhere. We should be positioning ourselves. It has to be here to take advantage of that. And there are agreements that benefit the public. It's not all detrimental. See tax relief from school tax. The levels you couldn't imagine. Is that a great not willing to make? I don't know. All that consumer research. But I also don't think it's fair to blame these guys. They're restricted by laws, protocols that they have to follow. Every one of you has been accepted. Every one of you, phone, email, or if I'm running you on the street, I've been able to talk to any one of you and share my thoughts and feelings about any of this stuff. Is it important though that I show up here through the people that believe like I do, so I can try to bully or intimidate you a certain way? I hope not. And don't let these numbers necessarily influence the true other people like you that are more than able to be. Let's wait and see. Let's let this out sort of from this. Well, if you want to be heard, you can do that with social media from concerned citizen groups. You don't have to come in here just to be heard in front of multiple people and echo chamber that agree. I don't think anybody I'm a little bit skeptical because of what there's I don't know if you agree with that. All this stuff that a lot of people around. It felt like there was that tone at one point, like you don't know if they were publicly agreeing with you. That's not what I said. A lot of seniors who want these data sets actually have their parking tax paid. For funding by the state. I think
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna reel it back in. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna move on to Joe Kalushi from Pike Township if he's still here. Joe, I don't see him. All right. Bye, Gary. Mike Ekman. Mike's still here. Okay. Michelle Catherman. Oh, did you sign the wrong one? Okay, okay. Okay. Well, if I call your name and you want to speak, come on up. Curtis.
You always want to say something, Curtis. Come on.
Yeah, we feel that. We appreciate it. Yeah. And honestly, we appreciate everyone who came. We would love to see every meeting this full because what we do here is, I don't know what's going on. Well, again, we put our minutes out, we YouTube it, we do, unless you come, we can't go get to every house. We can't get out there all the time to tell you what's going on. We will try to improve it with a monthly evening meeting to do a review of stuff that's been decided and talked about and whatever. But we appreciate seeing all you guys. We understand that you've taken time out of your busy schedule to come here, and it means a lot to us. We really do appreciate it, and thank you for coming. Thank you. All right, so Curtis, you're done?
Hey, Kurt.
How about Marion Hanchett? You're good? All right. Brandy Chapel. Okay, wrong list. Okay. How about Jerry Weber? Wrong list. John Bluff. Okay. And we can do that. It'll be if we could do something. Well, the saldo covers everybody that doesn't have their own ordinance. Yep. Right, and that's why when the townships pass ordinances, we're supposed to get copies of it. Planning's supposed to get copies so that we can, if there's something that is in direct contrast to it, we can get that corrected. We know that they were considering it. We don't know if it passed yet. John Bloss. Is John still here? He left. I think his was the wrong list. Mindy Burdick. Kurt. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? And we don't respond to those only because it gets more stuff going, you know. Next time you see something like that, please call us and ask us if what's going on. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, you took the cheese, Kurt.
John, John Stilson, do you want to say something? All right.
Start with, for most people that know me, know I'm very shy.
Yes, he is.
I'm being facetious. The reason I came here today is I have a question that I want to ask each of the commissioners, and I'm sorry that Paul had to leave. And the question I have brought today is, I have a question for each of you to answer individually. Okay? Have any of you signed any non-disclosure agreement with any entities concerning the development of data centers in Potter County?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
And I haven't taken any money from anybody, which was alluded to on social media.
What's that?
I said that was alluded to on social media that I was taking bribes.
I'm sure it was. I think
So.
I never in my life realized that in social media I was surrounded by so many lawyers and doctors. So I can't get a response from Paul. But it's as simple as that. I want to thank you very much for what you're doing. I would not sit in that seat.
But John, you sit in the township supervisor seat. And for those of you who don't know, John sits in the township that did pass an ordinance.
And
We tabled it last time.
Oh, you tabled it?
Because we had concerned citizens come, which was good.
Yeah.
It was a good, very fruitful meeting. Some wanted it tweaked a little harder, so we're in the process of tweaking it a little harder. There is a protocol. When we come up with an ordinance or a proposed ordinance, it has to be advertised 14 days prior to the meeting that it can be voted on. So the general public has at every opportunity to review this and bring their questions and concerns to the meeting. So with that said, we tabled it at the June meeting. And last month we had some other concerned citizens. Some of them are here today, and I thank them very much. I thank each and every single one of them that came, because for once in my life since COVID, I'm actually starting to see a little unity amongst people.
Yep.
And for me, that makes me feel pretty good. I can tell you this, as the supervisors, I am the chairman of the board of Allegheny Township. Myself and the other two supervisors are 100% totally against the AI centers. But I'm also going to add this. I spent 35 years traversing this United States in the natural gas industry. For those of you who were totally against drilling and fracking and felt that you could stop it, raise your hand. I rest my case. For those of you who were totally against the windmill farms and felt secure that as officials that we could stop it or you could stop it, raise your hand. Rest my case. For those of you who are totally against solar panel farms and felt that you could stop it, raise your hand. I rest my case. Unfortunately, what I have seen in 35 years of being out in what I consider the real world, maybe not always so real, but I think that we all understand this. The chances of our actually being able to stop this are null and void. Sorry? Okay. I'm not saying, I already told you I'm totally against it. And I'm hearing, and I'm hearing that there are municipalities, there are places who have stopped it. This is my response to that. Were they stopped or postponed? Thank you.
Good point.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Elaine and Carl, your names are on this. Do you want to speak? You already spoke, Carl. Do you want? Okay. Yeah, yeah. Darren, would you like to come up to the podium? Okay.
You can't stop it. It's a problem. Do something different. You count people in
Right.
Let me reiterate, anyone following in the parking lot. I'm not for it or against it. I really like to stand up and volunteer this and demonstrate all we want. For all the good stuff. By being here. Please, get enough milk out.
And that, and that is exactly why we're trying to strengthen the sound up. It is the more difficult we can make it, maybe they look somewhere else, but we, as the commissioners, can't, and the planning committee can't stop it, but we can make it as difficult as we can. Right. And yeah, and public opinion, Darren, I'm going to disagree with you here, has a lot of sway when that company's standing in front of you and you have 150, 200 people standing there protesting it. Maybe it sways them to go somewhere else. So with that, our last person signed up is Lee Trey. Yay! You can make it, Lee. Yes. Go ahead, John. Agreed. Thank you. Lee, would you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Lee Trayer. I live in Eulalia Township, and I did not come prepared, and I really want to appreciate everybody that spoke and gave me some more things to think about. And I've heard a lot of talk about defenses. I'm going to approach it from an offense point of view. And it's a broader point of view, and that's the vote. have about a 30% proportion of people that are registered showing up at any time to vote in our elections. And if they're talking about ordinances, an ordinance can't pass in a township if there is a law that it butts up against that's higher up.
Yeah.
And I really am so appreciative of all the different points of view. Some I agree with, some I don't. I happen to have a well on my property, and if my water gets poisoned, my land is not worth anything except the timber standing on it. And that's my concern about how water, we were told when fracking started, it would bring so much industry, there'd be jobs for the people. I don't see that happening. I substitute at the local high school, and there were 45 seniors in Coudersport High School that graduated this year. So the kids are not, see, and I hear them talk, and it concerns me because we're losing some of our precious intellect and our energy. I'm obviously a senior citizen, so I don't have the resources that I used to have physically or monetarily. But I really, really appreciate everybody. And as far as getting information from social media, oh my gosh, that's how we got here, by false information. So I don't know half the time, obviously, when what I'm hearing is true. I don't really know, don't have the skills of the internet to always determine if I am getting a true source. If I look up something medically, I'm not going to go by a person's name. I'm going to look up maybe, some hospital like Cleveland Clinic if it's coming from them. But who even knows? I have so much AI on my phone, I don't know how to deal with it. Thank you. I will stop.
Thank you. All right. Again, we want to thank everybody